Hey guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available Halloween 2024, the album. Dad, shimmy, shimmy, yeah. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. Yeah, you gotta have a J-O-B if you wanna be with me. Beast! I think it's actually, if you want to get with me, you got to get a J-O-B. I listened to a little bit of Gwen Guthrie again today. I love her so much. I'm so fixated on this song. I have to tell you what's so funny about this is I was thinking about this just before I started this video, that when I got sober, so for those of you that don't know about 12-step meetings out there, I've been sober 29 years and, let's see, December, January, February, like 3 months now. 29 years and 3 months. And, when you go to 12-step meetings, they have names, right? Like the Serenity meeting or like the Sober and Serenity meeting or whatever. And sometimes they have like funny kind of names. Like I used to go to this meeting that was called 12 Toes Up. Things like that, you know, they think are kind of funny and things like that. Meaning, you know, like, or anyway, so I used to go 12 Toes Up. What was 10 Toes Up? 10 Toes Up, that was what the meeting was called, right? Like, you almost died from addiction, but you're not. You're still, you know, like, anyway, so, but when I first got sober, this meeting doesn't exist anymore, so don't try to look it up. But I used to go to this meeting, and it was on Friday nights, and it was called Just Got Paid. Do you remember that song back in the day? Just Got Paid, Friday night. Beast! I used to love that meeting so much. It was such a fun meeting. We used to go there and get all dressed up and stuff like that because you thought you were going to meet a man. It was me and like 30 women. We all thought we were going to meet a man. They were all there to meet a man. I was there to meet a man. None of us were meeting any men. Just you do the math and try to figure it out. But it was called Just Got Paid. And I loved this meeting back in the day. It was such a fun meeting. But anyway, it no longer exists. That meeting closed down a long time ago. But anyway, that was one of the meetings I used to go to. And it was based off that song because it was on Friday nights. Do you remember that song back in the day? I can't remember. I think I have that song in here somewhere in my iTunes. It was Just Got Paid Friday night. So anyway, but that meeting was on Friday nights and it was called Just Got Paid because, you know, when you get paid, you run to the drug man or the liquor store and things like that. So anyway, I was thinking of that because I was listening to Gwen Guthrie's song and I was thinking about, you know, you got to get a J-O-B if you want to be with me. I love that song so much. I did. But then I was kind of thinking about Gabbie Hanna, you know, because Gabby Hanna came back and she wrote a song. You didn't know that? That's what this video is about. I think I'm going to call this video something like Gabbie Hanna is back, everything you need to know. By the way, I just want to say, yesterday I did a video about the Willy Wonka experience. Oh my God, I was so excited to do something so different. I'm like, you know, listen, I have been watching all that stuff go down on the Twitter. I cannot get enough about it. And people cracked up at the fact that when I was reading the interview with the actress that played the Oompa Loompa and stuff like that, the story is just so absurd. But I had such a fun time covering it. I know, listen, I know it wasn't like a hard-hitting video and stuff like that, but if there are other things because people were commenting and they were like, can you do a video about the missing Kate Middleton? And I read some articles about that and things like that. I don't think I'm going to cover that. But people were like, can you do this? Can you do... If there are crazy hot topics out there that you guys want me to cover, put it in the comment section below. Those are the kind of things I like to do, where trending, viral, kind of funny hot topics. But I will tell you this, okay? 2 things that people have asked me to cover in the last month that I don't think I can get down with is, number 1, that cruise around the world. Okay, people keep on asking. They're like, Peter, can you do a video about the cruise around? There's enough people covering the cruise around the world. Okay, I mean, at this point, they've been cruising for 100 days or something like that. I cannot go back and watch all the videos, and I'm not going to. I've got too much true crime to watch, and The Tourist Season 2 came out on Netflix. It did! I found out last night. I started watching it. Oh my God, it's so good. Some people are like, they hated The Tourist. It's kind of a slow burn. I love The Tourist with that Jamie Dornan and that girl that was in Dumplin'. I think it's fantastic. I loved it. But Season 2 is just as good. So I started watching that last night after I got done watching the Natalie Holloway 2017, The Disappearance of Natalie Holloway, the documentary, and then I ended up watching Diabolical, which is about Joran Vandersloot, who killed Natalie Holloway, and I watched that one, just came out this Tuesday on Peacock, so I was watching that, and then I was looking in and doing investigations, because I'm going to do a video about Natalie Holloway. If you watch The Disappearance of Natalie Holloway in 2017, the whole thing is about this private investigator, and he follows this informant named Gabriel, and Gabriel is really good friends with this guy named John, who has been implicated because apparently he helped after the fact, like 5 years later, Jordan Vandersloot, allegedly with getting rid of Natalie Holloway's body. That man, that John guy, is in that whole documentary. He was stabbed and killed several years ago by a woman that he was trying to kidnap. I mean, this story is just like so sad and bizarre. And I mean, so many people, when I said I was going to talk about it, were like, this is like a parent's worst nightmare. It is. It is such a sad and tragic story. So anyway, but I watched all that last night, and then I started watching The Tourist and all this kind of stuff. What was I saying? I don't even remember what. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. That's how you kind of get back into your mind. You know what I mean saying? But anyway, so Gabby Hanna's back. Oh no, I was talking about the people want me to cover all this stuff about the 100-year cruise and all this kind of stuff, or whatever it's called. Listen, Linda, okay, I don't have enough time in the day to be watching all that stuff. People also asked me to start covering, is her name Tessa Nessa or Tessa Nessa or something like that? I took some screenshots of her, hold on, last night. We'll look and see what her name is. I think her name's Tessa Nessa or Tessa Nessa or something like that. Here's all my screenshots of Gabby Hanna and things like that. Hold on, that we're going to talk about today. Here she is right here. This lady, you know who I'm talking about right here? That she does this whole series called Who the Fuck Did I Marry? You know what I'm talking about? What's her name? Risa Tisa. That's who she is. Real nice, right? 52 parts, okay? Each part is 10 minutes on her TikTok. Now, I started watching this. I think I got like 3 parts into this 52-part series that she did, which is like over 8 hours long, and she's got it in a playlist, and y'all can go watch it and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like watching this, and I'm like, who has got this kind of time to watch 8 hours of this lady? I mean, I swear to God, I'm like on the 3rd or 4th part, and they're still at the Cheesecake Factory eating the bread. No, they are. Like, seriously, okay? She meets him. She like, double matches with him on, like, Facebook Marketplace and Hinge, which, like, she talks about how, like, there's so many different red flags. She didn't know how she's like, I must be colorblind, because I don't know how I didn't see all these red flags coming my way and stuff like that. She's real honest. I love her for it, right? And so, anyway, apparently he's, like, the scam artist of the world and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, I read all the articles about it last night. His ex-wife and his ex-stepkids are coming out and saying it's the truth, and he's horrible, and then he's threatening to sue her and things like that, while at the same time she's getting sponsorships from like Delta and Applebee's and the Cheesecake Factory and I don't know, trips around the world. I'm like, listen, I've been fucked over a lot in my life. I can make me some 8-hour TikToks too, babe. I mean, this is going to be a whole new trend on TikTok, okay? She is getting gifted by all these different companies, okay? They're all like, you know, in her comment sections wanting to gift her. And Delta was like, oh, your trip that you wanted to go to Europe, like, is on us and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to start making TikToks about all the people that done fucked me over in the world. No, true story, I am. I got some stories about ex-boyfriends of mine that promised me the fucking world. No, they did. They promised me the world, okay? Listen, I dated this guy back in the day before I got sober. This is a true story, okay? I dated this guy back in the day. This is so, I mean, you want to talk about a story. I could do a whole story time about this dude, okay? But he probably would sue me, and he's still alive, and he's still not a good person, but this was before I got sober, and this was my heyday in doing the bad things, right? And he worked at Cash America Pawn, okay? I don't know if you guys remember Cash America Pawn. Do they still exist? I don't know. But he worked at Cash America Pawn. And this person, not dissing Cash America Pawn, okay? But I can tell you right now that he was probably not their best employee. But that's a whole other story time. But this man, he promised me the world, okay? I'm telling you right now, if I made that sponsorship, listen, Linda, or if I did that TikTok, I would get sponsorships from everybody, okay? I can tell you right now, I'd be getting sponsorships from Cracker Barrel, Old Country Buffet, and Speedway gas station, because that's mostly where we ate back in that day. Oh, he was promising me dinners at Cheesecake Factory, but no, we were eating at Old Country Buffet, Ryan's, and the gas station. He was promising me the world. I could make a 20-hour TikTok series about that man. Anyway, I call him Cash America Pawn. That's what I call him today. But I'm like, how do people watch 8 hours of this? I mean, I love it. She's nice and stuff like that. But I have to tell you, by like halfway through the second episode, I was like, oh my God, yeah, true crime documentary. I was kind of getting a little bored of it and things like that, you know? I mean, she seems very nice, but like, and then and then she's like, and this is the end of part 1. And what's so funny is her pinned video on it is like when she must have like let the story out before she did this 52-part series, because she says in there, I hate it when people on TikTok say, you know, stay tuned for part 2 or whatever, but then she does 52 parts of this thing. I'm like, listen, I love an aware queen because I'm the same way, okay? When you're like, I don't edit, I don't do this, I don't do that. When you know what you see, when you spot it, you got it kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but I don't think that video is coming anytime soon. If you guys really want me to watch 8 hours, what's her name? Risa Tisa. I mean, she's real nice and all this kind of stuff. First of all, it kills me that she's talking about how she's working with deputies and all this kind of stuff, and this guy, like, comes in and totally scams her. I mean, she could have called in, does she call in her deputy friends and all that kind of stuff? She just gets scammed. It's real sad. But anyway, I haven't even got there yet. I know what his real name is because that was in the articles, and that she calls him Legion or something like that and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, she's real funny, too. She's real funny to watch, but I don't got 8 hours. Listen, I don't even have 8 hours for a true crime documentary, okay? If it's 6 parts or more, six part limited series is about where I ended at, okay? So anyway, so I watched the Natalie Holloway disappearance last night, and then I ended up watching like 2 episodes of The Tourist, and then I went to bed. My husband's real sick today. He's real sick. He was sick, and then he wasn't sick, and then I got sick, and now he's real sick today. He's in like bed. He's not feeling great, which is why I'm out in the front porch in the freezing cold weather today. No, it's actually not that bad today. It's about 35. Which is not bad for Indiana, but by Monday it's supposed to be 71, so I won't be wearing this coat and hoodie no more. Now I'll be out here in a t-shirt and my shorts. Like, the pool's ready to open. I can't wait. Did you hear? I am so jealous. I know when I say this, people are going to be like, because people can't take a joke no more, and they get so serious about stuff, right? But like, and they'll be like, oh, but Peter, it's so dangerous. And, yeah, I know it's dangerous and stuff like that, right? I feel bad for the people that are out there, but did you hear that parts of California are like in a blizzard, and they're getting 12 feet of snow, 12 to 20 feet of snow? Listen, I wish I was Laura Ingalls Wilder during the long winter, okay? I want that kind of blizzard, just at least for one day, and then let it melt the next day. That's what Indiana winter's like anyway. You get a blizzard, and the next day it's 71 in Indiana. I wish we had that kind of weather. No, true story, I did. I forget my lip gloss, didn't I? I got it right here in my pocket. Hold on a second. Oh, reading my reading glasses, because I got to read a fool here in just a second. Not Gabby Hanna. We ain't going to read her today. I got some things to say about her, though. So this video is going to be about everything that you thought you wanted to know about Gabby Hanna, but didn't know that you wanted to know about her return of Gabby Hanna. Okay, which I have to tell you, so by the way, if you guys have any crazy topics, Dustin Daily, he did this video on Richard Simmons, and I lived for it. Go watch it, okay? Because I am like, back in the day, I loved Richard Simmons. Okay, when you're a little kid and you're growing up and your idols are like Boy George and Richard Simmons, and nobody knows that you're gay, there might be a problem there, okay? But now, I loved Richard Simmons when I was a little kid. I did. You know, what was that called? The aerobics that he did back in the day? Sweating to the Oldies. That was like, Sweating to the Oldies came out like even after, I think, like I was like in high school and stuff like that. Back in the day when he had the TV show and stuff like that, I loved Richard Simmons so much. And Mork and Mindy. Do you remember Mork and Mindy? With Robin Williams. So sad what happened to him, isn't it? But anyway, so he did this video about Robin Williams. He did this video about Richard Simmons, right? And it was great video. Go watch it. It's on Dustin's channel. And so we were texting today, and he was like, oh, he's like, people are liking this video. He goes, you should do a video on Richard Simmons. Okay. Now, let me just ask you this question, okay? Who in the last 2 years has done a video on Richard Simmons? Nobody but Dustin Daily, okay? I'm like, girl, listen, this is your thing, okay? I'm glad that people are loving it, but if I come out with a video on Richard Simmons, people are going to be like, you just copied Dustin Daily, okay? You just did this video because people are loving it on Dustin Daily's channel. I love when he does, like, real obscure stuff like that. He keeps on feeding out that he's going to do this video about the Easy Bake Oven. I'm like, are you trying to ruin, Dustin, are you trying to ruin all my fucking childhood dreams, okay? I mean, I love Richard Simmons. I loved my Easy Bake Oven back in the day. Oh my God, I did. And then the one thing that I wanted that was like, you know, they made them into Barbies later, but when I was growing up, it was Cher and Farrah Fawcett, and it was just the head and the neck, and you got to do its hair and makeup, and my kindergarten teacher, true story, I've talked about this a lot, she'd take me into the back room. Oh, no, there was a Cher Barbie that my friend Stacy had in kindergarten. She wasn't really my friend, but I was friendly to her because I wanted to use her toys, and then she had the Farrah Fawcett thing where you could, like, feather her hair back. It was like a hair salon mannequin head, right? But it was like, you could do her makeup and stuff like that. And the babysitter, well, the kindergarten teacher, not the babysitter, but anyway, the kindergarten teacher, she asked Stacy if during nap time I could go back and play, because that's what you had to do, you know, when you were gay in kindergarten back in those days. They couldn't just, like, prance you around the room and make TikToks about you and everybody in the world applaud you because, you know, you were doing this kind of stuff in kindergarten class. No, no, you were bullied like for filth for 12 years, okay? Now those kids, you know, you see them on, and people are living for it on the TikToks and stuff like that. But there are still a lot of kids out there that are bullied. So, you know, let's treat everybody with some decency. And people are bullied for all kinds of things, you know? I have a good friend of mine that was bullied for being too skinny, but that's getting too serious. But anyway, so my kindergarten teacher, she asked Stacy, and Stacy was like, yeah, sure, Peter can play with my toys. So during nap time when all the other kids were sleeping, she took me in the back room and I got to play with Stacy's Cher doll. Cher! I don't do a very good Cher, but I wish I did Cher. Right in the middle of my Cher. I believe in life after love. Right in the middle of my Cher. Cher. My tripod fell. Anyway, and then I could play with my Cher Barbie and my Farrah Fawcett head in the back room. It was Stacy's. Thank you, Stacy, to this day, wherever you are. Stacy, her dad, I don't think it really matters. Her dad was a Pacers player. Okay, now you talk about viral. Have you seen that little girl singing the national anthem that's going all over, and people are saying her parents shouldn't have let her sing that song? Y'all are so mean to little kids. She thought she did something out there. She thought she was a new Whitney Houston in her little USA flag and all that dress and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, people are letting that little girl have it online. She's going to be ruined for life. Okay, don't blame it on her. Blame it on her vocal coach. But anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm watching that, and it's like on the bottom of it, it says Pacers. And I'm like, oh my God, that's Indianapolis Pacers. I could have been at that game, but I wasn't because I don't go to Pacers games. But a lot of my friends did. But this is beside the point. Okay, what was I talking about? I was talking about, so Dustin Daily. Yeah, he's a dream ruiner. He's trying to ruin all my dreams. He is trying to, well, not my dreams, but my dreams in my past, okay? That I just be, you know, in the kitchen. I think really when I was growing up, I wanted to be a housewife. No, truly I did. I still kind of do. Like, I want to be a real housewife of Indianapolis, or put me on Salt Lake City all day long, okay? Listen, I'll come for Mary Crosby. I almost called her. I'll come for Mary Cosby. Okay, listen, don't think I won't, okay? They were all up at some gay bar in Minnesota dancing, and people were rooting for Mary Cosby and all this kind of stuff. My husband, when she comes on the screen, he just leaves the room, okay? It's like that Noella from Orange County. He couldn't stand her either. She'd come on the screen, he'd just leave the room. He couldn't stand her either. He told me the other day, he goes, because they're, you know, talking about how Mary Cosby's going to come back to Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. He goes, if she comes back, I'm not watching the next season of it. I think she kind of makes for good TV, but she doesn't really, there's not a lot of awareness going on there, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, no, truly, I did think that when I was growing up, I was just going to be like, you know, like cooking things in my Easy Bake Oven while I was doing aerobics to Richard Simmons and doing Farrah Fawcett's hair and things like that. No, I did. That was kind of like my childhood. I mean, it was a hidden childhood behind that, you know, that curtain that divided rooms in the kindergarten room. That was the room that I was in where all the kids were taking a nap. But wasn't that a good teacher? I mean, think back about that, right? Like, what a fantastic kindergarten teacher that would go to those lengths, right? I think that's fantastic. I remember telling my mom about that years later, and she said something to me because she would always talk about that kindergarten teacher and how much she loved her. And I remember I said something to her about, said something about her doing that. She was, I never knew that. She's like, I love that she, you know, she was like, she thought that was fantastic that she did that. But anyway, so what was I talking about? Oh, Dustin Daily want me to do this Richard Simmons video. Now, he's going to do this video about this Easy Bake Oven, and I tell you, it's just going to ruin all my childhood dreams. It just says, Dustin Daily, he comes up with these great topics. He tells me about them all the time. He's like, I'm going to do a video about blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you need to do it, girl. People will live for that. I've been wanting to do this video for years, okay, about the tragic life of Tawny Katane. Tawny Katane, do you guys know who Tawny Katane was? She was on like those reality TV shows later, but she got her start, I think it was on the front of a car in the White Snake video. I used to live for Tawny Katane, okay? I loved her. I thought she was gorgeous and beautiful and kind of stuff. I loved Tawny Katane back in the day, right? I have hinted out that video so many times. Whenever I say it, it's crickets. Nobody comments on it in the comment sections, right? And I'm like, well, I guess I shouldn't do the tragic life of Tawny Katane. She's since passed. It's so sad. But anyway, but I'm like, you know, Dustin Daly's doing a video about Richard Simmons and people are living for it. Maybe I need to do the tragic life of Tawny Katane. But anyway, put some weirdo topics you want me to do in the comment section below. I did that Willy Wonka thing. I don't really care. Listen, I knew yesterday I said in the video, I said this video is going to get about 3,000 or 4,000 views. Listen, it's not a high-hitting video, but I had so much fun doing that video. I don't care how many views I get on the video. I just love doing the videos like that. That was so much fun for me to do. So if you guys got more videos like that you want me to do, put them in the comment section below, okay? I might even be convinced to watch the 52-part series of Risa Nisa and Who the Fuck Did She Marry? I might be convinced to do that, okay? But I might have to do like a video like every 4 or 5 episodes, because I can't just watch 52 episodes of that. I don't know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, okay, let's get to Gabbie Hanna. So everything that you needed to know about the return of Gabbie Hanna. So where am I at now? Probably at like the 16-minute mark, 15-minute mark. I don't know where I was when my tripod fell. So anyway, so Gabbie Hanna is back. Okay, are we okay with that? Are we all right? Okay, so Gabbie Hanna is back. Gabbie Hanna has not posted anything on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, or anything since last February. Now, this is important because it's a year, right? When I went back and I looked, she has posted everywhere. She has posted, I think, like 6 Instagram stories, 6 TikToks, 2 or 3 tweets, and a YouTube video. And they're all around this song. Okay, so Gabbie Hanna put out this song. Hold on, I got it pulled up right here. And her song is called Where Did I Go? Okay, so hold on here. And where is it at? Hold on a second. Am I getting a delivery? No, not today. So here she is. It's on the Gabbie Show channel, which I thought was kind of interesting because she has Gabbie Hanna music and she has the Gabbie Show. But she had been putting, before this, she had been putting a lot of her music up on the Gabbie Show. So maybe it's not surprising that she does that. Okay, playing the ad. It's obvious that Gabbie might need some money. She kind of talks about that in the song, so we'll let her. So she puts this thing at the beginning of it. She puts this, I don't know if you can, oh, Lord, getting out of my own receipts. So she puts this thing at the beginning of it. Here, I'll read it to you right now what it says. It says on here, he said to himself, you have stored up plenty of goods, enough for several years. Take it easy, eat, drink, and enjoy yourself. But God said to him, fool, tonight you will die. Now who will get the things you save for yourself? So he who stores up treasure for himself is not rich toward God. Luke 12:19-21. Okay, so now, Gabbie Hanna has in the past, okay, hinted at her Christian beliefs and things like that. So this is not like, you know, a stretch for Gabbie Hanna and whatever. In fact, I saw some comment on there that said Gabbie's commitment to Christianity is her longest commitment ever. Now, I will tell you, so it's a song. So when you go in here and you watch it, it's a song, okay? Did I tell you that it's a song? So it's a song and it's called Where Did I Go? And it's her like sitting in this room. Here she is, and she's sitting on the floor in this room, and she kind of goes back and forth. It's a real cute song. And on the side here, it looks like it's like a live stream, and people are like chatting with her, but it's not like a real live stream, right? And she goes back and forth from like laying on the bed to like going on the floor and stuff like that. She looks great. She looks fantastic. She looks super healthy. She looks really, really cute, okay? And so I watch a song, or I watch this music video of hers and stuff like that. And so I'm watching it. Like I said, it's a cute song. It's a bop. I mean, it really, really is. And so I'm not going to get into all the lyrics, but the lyrics that I think are important. So at the beginning, she goes, where did I go? I got lost in a cloud of smoke. Okay. So she's talking about this, and she does these, like, she does these, like, kind of, like, gestures while she's doing it. Like, me and my friend Tiny Jean were in a car. Oh, my God, we do that. We're like, I was reading a book, and it told me to go put a fishing hook. Tiny and I do that all the time when we're, like, you know, singing songs and things like that. Mostly country music. Well, that's what Gabbie Hanna's doing in her video. So she does all this kind of stuff. Well, what you can take from this. Okay, so she goes in and she talks about getting lost in a cloud of smoke, and then that she was missing and she couldn't find herself. And then she says, this is the chorus, if you run out of money, you're broke, but if you run out of time, you're dead, okay? And she does this kind of like dead gesture kind of thing, right? And so what I'm taking from this is, but then she goes on to say, hold on a second. So decide what you value the most, because if you make the wrong choice, it could cost you your head. Basically saying, what's more important to you, okay? Your mental health or money. And if you run out of your mental health and taking care of yourself, it's over. So the money's not going to matter anyway, right? So be careful how you spend it. And she's not just talking about be careful how you spend your money. She's talking about be careful how you spend your mental health, okay? And she goes in here, and so it's interesting because, well, I think what she's insinuating at the beginning is that she's talked a lot about marijuana use in the past and how she tried to quit with her good Judy and things like that, and she was smoking a lot of weed and blah, 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 whatever. When she talks about getting lost in a cloud of smoke and all this kind of stuff, I think that's what she's talking about. I think she's talking about how she was trying to find herself through possibly, I don't know, but this is what it seems like to me in a song. I'm just reading lyrics and telling you guys what I think it means, okay? She's talked a lot about quitting smoking pot. She showed herself smoking pot. So that's not a mystery, okay? That's not me speculating about whatever. So she's talking about that, and I think she has since quit, because she talked about that before she, like, left the internet last year. And so she talked about getting lost. So I think she's speculating that she was trying to find herself, and she was smoking a lot of weed, and it wasn't really helping her, and blah, 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 whatever. And so she had to make a decision. She was, like, running out of money. And so she had to make a decision, like, is money more important to me to keep up these annex and ruin my mental health, or is my mental health more important to me? And so she decided on her mental health. Now, in the last couple months, there's been a lot of speculation, and, well, I mean, it's not speculation, it's truth, that she has returned home, and she is working at a local gym. I'm not going to name the places and things like that. People don't go search her out. You know, like, I think that is so rude and so nasty. As Nene Leakes said on the reunion a few years ago to Miss Kenya Moore. So rude and so nasty. I do think that is. Don't be showing up to people's places of work and taking pictures of her doing aerobicized classes and jazzercise and things like that. That's rude. There's no reason for that. Don't do that. So anyway, Gabby Hanna is, I think, back near her home or near her family or whatever. She's living her best life, and she talks about this. So this is, she admits to this. I'll get to that in just a second. And she's like a fitness coach, okay? And so the way that people found out was that this gym had put out, like, flyers on the Facebook, okay? And it was, like, Gabby Hanna, and it was her sitting there, and it was like, let us introduce you to our newest fitness coach, Gabby, and blah, 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 whatever, right? And she's like, this fitness coach now. So people found this out. I talked about it. I made a whole video about it. And people were like, oh my God, like Gabby Hanna is like a fitness coach in the middle of nowhere, right? And so people were like crazy. I thought it was fantastic. Okay, I think that maybe the YouTubes is not for everybody. Okay, I think the TikTok's not for everybody. I think that living online is just not for everybody. Okay, it's not for the faint of heart. And the reality is, and I talked about this in my video, like, I don't think we will ever know unless she comes out and speaks about it, the mental state of where Gabby Hanna was the last year and a half that she was online. You know, I shared very honestly that I honestly did not know what was trolling to try to, like, pump a new music video or a new song that she was going to sell and what wasn't. Because that had so been her history, that she would throw out a bunch of drama when she was getting ready to throw up a new song. So I never knew what was going on with her. I never knew, is this an act? Is this not a new act? I mean, you know, the one time that she put out like 150, I don't know how many, but a ton of TikToks, like in 3 days, and everybody was worried about her, and she was letting strangers into her house, and people were worried about her, and other people. I mean, nobody knew if that was fake or real, you know? I mean, she had done this 10-part series where she was coming for everybody on YouTube. So it seemed like Gabby Hanna was having a bit of a, you know, a mental crisis or whatever, but she had that through years. And so it was like, is she using this to troll for views and to push the sales of her new song that she's going to drop? Because then she would drop a song. She'd say it's not for drama, and I don't ever do this to drop a song. And then she would drop a song. And it was always that. There was always this built-up drama, right? And so nobody really knew what to believe. I think in retrospect, I think in looking back, that Gabby Hanna was in a much worse place than any of us even had any idea. I really, really do. And so when she, like, just stopped posting and she was gone for a long time, in all honesty, she wasn't somebody that I regularly thought about, like, once a month. And this is, to be honest with you, this is kind of the sad thing about the internet, right? Like, how quickly people forget you, you know? I mean, it's like, who is that guy? I can't remember. He's still on YouTube, and I went to, I think, like, he's a hairstylist now or something like that. The guy the Brendan guy that did the Lady Gaga dance, all that kind of stuff. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I mean, like, we have these viral I mean, he did, like, one video, and then he came out and did, like, he was a YouTuber for a while and whatever. But, like, we have these people that go viral, you know, on the internet, and then it's, like, 6 months later, there's 10 other people that are viral and people forget about them. Gabby Hanna got famous off of Vine, okay? And then she came over to YouTube, and she was one of the few people that was able to carry her fame from Vine over to YouTube and be successful, you know, through story times, through making music, wrote a few books. I don't think they're the world's greatest books, but she wrote a book. Congratulations to her, okay? Listen, I think anybody that writes a book should be proud. I mean, don't go read the reviews on Goodreads, Gabby. They're not good. They're not good. But anyway, but she did. She wrote a book. She wrote a book of poetry. She wrote another book, some things like that, right? So anyway, but, you know, people forget who you are. And, I mean, 2 or 3 months went by, and I was kind of like, where's Gabby? You know, like, and then, like, 6 months went by, and I kind of had forgotten, like, okay? Like, I wasn't thinking about Gabby Hanna anymore, you know? Like, something would come up in that first couple months that would make me think of Gabby, and I'd be like, oh, where's Gabby Hanna? You know, it was like when Toddy Westbrook and all them took breaks for a while. It's like, we knew they were coming back. With Gabby Hanna, you didn't really know, and so at the 6-month mark, I just kind of had forgotten about her, in all honesty. I mean, it wasn't like if somebody said to me, like, hey, do you know Gabby Hanna? I'd be like, oh yeah, Gabby Hanna, what's she doing these days, right? But like, it wasn't like she was on my radar. I wasn't thinking about her at all. And I actually think that was a good thing for Gabby. I think the way that she made such a clean cut and just kind of didn't even explain where she was going and just left, I think was probably best for her mental health. And like, I don't want to speculate a lot because I don't know what's going on with her behind the scenes. I don't know what she did, but it seems to me, you know, that she all of a sudden ends up, she's closer to home. We know she sold her house. That came out before this, that she put her house on the market, right? So we know she sold her home. She's back home. She's a fitness coach in this small town, you know, in the middle of the Midwest and things like that. She's living close to home. So what it appeared to everybody was that she was really taking care of herself. She was really taking care of her mental health, her physical health, and that she was living close to family that cared about her. People had speculated that family members had reached out to her. They had heard that from family members to help her and things like that. And so it seemed that Gabby Hanna was getting the help that she needed, okay? So then all of a sudden she comes out. So she hasn't posted in a year. And I went and looked. Her last TikTok from like February of 2022 is when she was explaining this tattoo and removal or getting a tattoo or something. I don't know. But anyway, so then all of a sudden out of the blue, she posts in one day, okay, this song on YouTube. And she posts, and this, I saw the song, okay, first come up because somebody had posted it on Twitter, and so I saw it come up, and I was like, oh, Gabby Hanna posted a song? So I went back over and I looked at it, and I watched the song, and I was like, oh, this is cute. You know, Gabby Hanna is somebody through her music that's always going to tell you what's going on, right? So you got to read between the lines a little bit. So I watched the song a couple times because I was like, I want to really make sure I understand this. I'm reading the lyrics. She got the lyrics written underneath her song, and so I'm like, okay, so I really want to understand what's going on with Gabby Hanna. So I go underneath here, right? And I'm like, I'm looking underneath the lyrics, and when you get to the bottom of it, it says, written by Gabby Hanna, produced by so-and-so and Gabby Hanna. And then I go back up to the top, and it says, download and stream. And then it says, GabbyHannahOfficial.com, GabbyHannahOfficial.com, GabbyHannahOfficial.com. And so I'm like, what is GabbyHannahOfficial.com, right? Like, I know that she had a website. Did she back in the day? I don't even remember, if you want to know the truth. So I pull up GabbyHannahOfficial.com, right? And here it is, right here. It's loading, as you can see it. And so when you pull it up, it says shop, socials, about the artist, blog, books, members only, music. It goes through all these little posts. It's real cute, right? Sign up for emails, sign up for text, book a personal video message. But what's real interesting about it is when you get to the very bottom of it, okay, way down here at the very bottom, it says, copywritten 2024, The Gabby Show, Inc. 2024. That's this year. Okay? So then when I go and I start looking at these things, a few of them which I'm going to read to you in just a second, I go in here and I start reading some of these things. I'm like, oh, well, this is a very well-designed website that she has just updated and copywritten in 2024. Okay, we're in just the first day of March of 2024. This is a very contrived situation that she's doing. Not contrived, but it's a very calculated move that she's making. So this isn't just like Gabby Hanna's going to throw up a song. Gabby Hanna's coming back, okay? Whether Gabby Hanna's coming back, I mean, she's got new merch on here. When you put on here and you go into shop, it says insert products here, and then she's got this shirt, and the shirt says where did I go? It's from her song, and it's $37.99. It says pre-order, and then there's another one on here that says social experiment, pre-order, okay? So these are new things that are coming out, and I mean, she's got on here new pictures of herself, and when you go on here and you read the socials and all this kind of stuff, it's got all her socials. I mean, this is updated and new, right? So this is about her coming back. Now, what's interesting about this is when you go in here and you read and it says Gabby Hanna about the artist, she's got this whole thing all crossed out, right? And I think this is the old one that she had, where it says, as an accomplished singer-songwriter, New York Times bestseller, internet personality, and visual artist, Gabby Hanna initially rose to prominence on Vine. And it goes through here, right? Gabby credits music for saving her life and all this kind of stuff. And it goes through this whole thing. And she has it all crossed out. I don't know if you can see it, but she has it all crossed out, right? Like, that is the old Gabby, right? Like, do you know that? What's that Taylor Swift song? Somebody's blank, is that what it's called or something like that? But she's like, sorry, Taylor can't come to the phone, she's dead. I mean, it's very similar to this. She's kind of going through this Taylor, is she listening to a lot of Taylor Swift? Is that what's going on here? Is she in her Taylor Swift reputation era? Okay, so then it goes in and it's this AI thing, okay? And it says, howdy, what can I assist you with? And she says, it says, let's explore the potential of AI together. Ask me your trickiest question, you'll be amazed with the result. And it types in, write an about the artist section for a woman who is a visual singer, or visual artist, singer-songwriter, poet, author, performance artist, dancer, fitness coach, which is new, and designer. Her mission is to do God's work with the talent he blessed her with, okay? So then it comes up and it says, Jane Doe is a multi-talented artist who wears many hats with grace and skill. As a visual artist, she creates stunning works that reflect her, and it goes through this. In addition to her visual artistry, Jane is also a gifted singer, songwriter, poet, and author. Her music and words touch. It goes through all this. As a performance artist and dancer, Jane brings a unique quality or energy and creativity to the stage. Her movements are fluid and expressive, conveying it goes in that. In addition to her artistic pursuits, Jane is also a dedicated fitness coach and designer. She believes in the power of physical health and wellness to enhance creativity and overall well-being. Through her coaching and design, she helps others to achieve their fitness goals and feel confident in their bodies. So what we know, okay, is that she's going to come out with a line of fitness clothes, number one. Number two is this is new, because she hasn't been a fitness coach as of 2022. This is a new development, okay? And then it goes in here and it says, above all, Jane's mission is to do God's work with the talent he has blessed her with. She believes that art has the power to inspire, heal, and transform, and she is committed to using her gifts to bring light and love into the world. Jane's passion and dedication to her craft shine through in everything she does, making her a true force of creativity and inspiration. And then it goes in here and it's got the Wikipedia definition for performance art, because she's going to be doing apparently a lot of performance art. And then it goes down here and says sign up for email, sign up for text, right? That was when I went in and I looked, and she's got these TikToks, and every one of these TikToks is about her song. It's like, and like her showing video clips of her song, like feeding the song out, right? I mean, marketing, it's not bad. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, you know, I'm just telling you what's going on. And then this one clip is her and these two people, and they're standing on the street singing to her song, right? And somebody in the comments says, is this London? And they say underneath there, you know it is, or something like that. So I don't, London, England? Is that what they mean? But anyway, she looks good. She looks really good, you know? So obviously, Gabby Hanna is coming back. This is what I'm going to say, okay, about this. Obviously, I'm not going to tell nobody what to do with their career or when to come back, okay? A year is a long time to take off from the internet. You know, when you are on the internet every day, all right, and you're either on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube or whatever every day, a year is a long time. I can tell you that, you know. I've taken 3 months off, I've taken a month off, I've taken a week off. A week even feels like a really long time when you are regularly online, okay? So a year in the life of an online internet person like Gabby Hanna is a very long time, okay? So anybody out there saying, well, she hasn't given herself enough time, first of all, that's not really any of ours to dictate. That's on Gabby Hanna to decide, right? Do I think that art can be cathartic and healing? 100%, absolutely. Do I think that music can be cathartic and healing? Absolutely. From everything that I see on here, it seems to me that Gabby Hanna seems to be on the right path. I hope so, you know? I think if Gabby Hanna comes back, you know, like, I poke fun at her book. Listen, I wrote a book. My book's not the best book in the entire world either, okay? I know that. I laugh at my own book sometimes, right? So that's just me throwing a little shade and being kind of funny. If Gabby Hanna comes back and she shares her experience, I'm just putting this out there, okay? And she shares her experience on YouTube of what she's gone through. And she does, you know, talks about inspiration and motivation. Now, I did have this on my bingo card several years ago into this prediction. I said that my predictions are always 2 years late. That I felt like somebody was going to go to treatment or go through like a major cathartic healing process, and they were going to come back and that was what their channel was going to be about, okay? I don't know if Gabby went to treatment or whatever. I'm not even going to suggest that or speculate at that, but it's obvious that she went through some major cathartic healing process, right? You can see that from the words that she's saying. She looks fantastic. She looks like she's healed and whatever. If she wanted to turn her channel into that, I think that would be very inspiring for people. I think people would love that, for her to put a lot of music around that. Do I think that she would garner the views that she was getting when she was coming for every YouTuber in the entire world? No, I don't think she would. But you know, here's the thing that you have to ask yourself, and this is where she's talking about, you know, you have to ask yourself what's more important, basically money or mental health, which is what her song's about, right? Like, at the end of the day, like, is the roller coaster worth it to you, or like for the money, or is the peace of mind maybe making less money but doing what you're absolutely passionate about really important to you? Gabby Hanna is still going to make good money if she's posting regularly online, sharing stories of her health journey, posting songs, selling selling clothing, you know, talking about physical exercise. I mean, she could do a whole, like, fitness coaching thing on her channel. People would live for that. She's already got a platform of 5 million people. Some of those people are going to carry over and continue to watch her. It could be very beneficial for her to do that, right? I hope, in my heart of hearts, okay, that Gabbie Hanna, who she was back then, is not who returns to YouTube. I don't think that's long-lasting for anybody. I don't think it's healthy for anybody. She seems to be in a really, really good place. You know, I hope that she realizes that she can continue if she loves the internet and she decides that she wants to come back. Maybe she won't. Maybe she'll decide that's not the place for me, right? But it's obvious she's making a very calculated move to return, okay? It's not like she just threw up this song and she was sitting around one day and she filmed the song on her iPhone. She's done that with a lot of other videos. And the video's cute, you know, it's whatever. But this was very calculated. She ended up, I mean, it's written and produced with somebody else. She's got it out. She's got the lyrics out there. You can go buy the song. You can download the song on Spotify. She's got merch coming out about the song. She's redesigned her website. Just as of this year, she's putting out TikToks. Her Instagram is very, like, when you go look at it, hold on a second, let me pull it up. When you go look at her Instagram, it's very planned. You can see. Here's her last picture from last year, but this is all like a picture of her video, okay? I mean, it's very planned how she's doing all this. I'm not dissing her for that. I'm not saying anything. I'm saying this was thought out. This return was thought out. I hope that if she's making a structured return to the internet, that she's thought about what that's going to be. I hope for her that she comes back healing, growing, and changing. I want that for anybody. I want that for myself as well. You know, I want that for everybody out there. I don't think a return to the old Gabbie Hanna is healthy for her or anybody else. So I hope the best for her. I really, really do. But it's obvious that this is not a one and done. That she's not going to just come back and post a song and that's going to be it. She's out. She's thriving. She's around with friends. She's putting out music videos. She's redoing a website. I mean, she's making an announcement. I'm back. And good for her. I think that's great. I hope she's back. But I hope that through her change, she realizes she can do it in a different way that's not destructive to herself or to other people, and that she can continue to grow and flourish. I am somebody that believes that I poked a lot of fun at Gabbie Hanna through the years for this or for that, right? But, I mean, I'm also somebody that, I mean, I made fun of her, like, wanting to go on tour when she was screaming and yelling in a microphone, but I'm also somebody that bought Out Loud years ago, right? Like, and I love her music. I do think she's very talented. I think it takes somebody either a huge amount of popularity or a huge amount of talent to get or have their finger on the pulse of what's trending right now to get to that point where she got on the internet. I think that Gabbie Hanna is not necessarily that has her finger on the pulse of trends, right? She was not always the most popular person, so I think that says to some degree that I mean, when she was on Vine, she was popular, but she carried some of that over to YouTube, but a lot of people can't. It's like TikTokers trying to carry that over. So it does say something to her ability to be talented. She's at least talented in, like, crafting and songs and stories and things like that. She can do that and come back and do that in a healthy way. She might not make as much money as she was making before, but, you know, she's already admitted that she was trolling in the past and whatever. I think this would be a healthier move for her, and I think it would also be inspiring for other people, too, that she can say, look, I came back and I did it. You know, I used to say this for years and years and years, and I would compare, like, the Slayton sisters with Amber Lynn Reed, and I'd say, I just don't understand why they don't get, like, you know, this and that and whatever, and, like fitness coaches and dietitians and whatever. And then the Slayton sisters go 1,000-pound sisters. They lose a bunch of weight. They get healthy. I mean, Tammy looks fantastic and has lost like 300 or 400 pounds, right? If not more. And, you know, and I'm like, they're the ones that won in the long run, right? And, you know, and they can show that you can be successful and be healthy and show that health during at the same time. Tammy has her internet presence, her social media presence has exploded since she's got healthy. Gabbie Hanna coming back with a message of hope and healing to people just could take her to a whole nother platform, and I hope that for her. I hope all the best for her. So anyway, let me know what you think. I will tell you, the comments, and maybe she's deleting comments. I'm not even going to speculate about that on a music video like that. But anyway, I don't know. But, I mean, people are just singing her praises and being like, I'm so glad that you're back. I missed you, blah, 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 whatever. A lot of people are like, I didn't see this on my bingo card. I didn't see it on mine either, but I didn't make a bingo card this year. So anyway, maybe I need to get to that. Anyway, I wish the best for Gabbie Hanna. I hope this is the beginning of a healing, cathartic, you know, return to the internet for her if that's what she decides to do with her life. If not, it's just one song she's putting out there, that too. But I think in what I'm seeing, it's a very calculated move to return to YouTube and return to the internet. And I hope it's a healthy choice for her, and I hope it's successful for her, you know? I want that for everybody. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.